Alright, a number of people have asked about my USB setup, and I figure that now, considering I need to exact a repair on something, I might as well talk about it. You can see over here, we've got a USB hub. It's a little cheapo thing, but obviously there's a bit of a problem here. It's not supposed to look like that. So I'm going to have to get that out of there. I'm going to be exacting a repair on it, hopefully. Which means I'm going to have to unplug all of this stuff that I've got plugged into it. And of course, hopefully without breaking it any more than I already have it broken. This is a 7-port USB hub for those of you that are wondering. Get this little USB fan out of the way. It would really help if I could get these dishes out of the way, which I might just do anyways. Now I need to figure out which USB ports this is for. I know it's this one. Maybe I'm going to need two hands to unplug these USB plugs. Well, we'll find out if those were the right ones. Alright, I'm going to take this out of here. Oh, that doesn't look too badly broken. Looks like the case just split. That's not too bad, I suppose. Although, looks like a stupidity has taken place. This thing's been routed around here. Not exactly sure why I did that, but I'm certainly not going to do it after I'm exacting this repair, because it's not quite an ideal situation. Alright. So let's see what we got here. This is a Nextech 7-port. I would call it unpowered, but technically it is powered. USB hub here, and here's what it looks like on the inside, because I just managed to break it completely. But we can easily fix that, no big deal. Probably do this much more easily with a tripod, but guess what? I'm not getting another tripod just for a simple fix such as this. So we just need to, hopefully I can show this on camera. I could if this thing weren't busy being stupid. Yes, this is really going well. I had to have this camcorder plugged in because the batteries run down on it, which is not really helpful because this stupid cord tends to do whatever it wants and not what I want. Alright, so let's see what I can do here. I'm not quite sure how this is meant to go in, but I'm gonna figure it out. I believe you could put it in like that. I might have to hold it there. And if we could put this on the right way, simply, or not. Well, maybe this isn't as simple of a repair as I thought it was going to be. Well, there we go. Snaps back in place just like that. And our USB hub is ready to go again. But I figure I might as well talk about the USB setup in its total deal. This is a 7-port hub, and connected to it I've got a charger for this thing that's on my wrist right now. I've got, I usually use this to plug things like phone chargers and USB thumb drives. I've got my receiver for my Logitech wireless mouse over there plugged in, and I've got the USB cable for my external hard drive right here. It's one at the bottom. There's another one back there right here. It's Maxter 100 gigabyte drive. I've got that plugged in there. Now I'm going to need to do some testing here because I think I actually smoked a USB port on this laptop, which is a T410 for those that are wondering. It's got 4 USB ports, one down there, here, and one here, and of course one on the other side, which is actually the, what would you call that? Well, I'm not quite sure what they call it, but it's a USB port that remains powered when the system is in sleep mode. Maybe even when it's turned off, but I've never tested that. But I think I smoked one of these USB ports. I don't remember which exact one it is, but I'm going to have to get a little tester for that. One of those little USB voltage testers or something, and see if it's a problem with the voltage or if it's with the data. If it's with the data, I don't know how I'm going to test that, but I've got one of those little voltage testers at work. I might just rob that. But I'm going to plug this in and we'll take a look at the other USB hubs that I've got plugged into this thing. Also forgot to mention that hooked up to that USB hub over there is this Sunbeam, this green little USB fan. But if we take a look at the back here, you can see we've actually got a rather cheap, I'm going to put the light right down there. That's a cheap, who makes that? SIIG, or SIIG, or however the hell you're supposed to pronounce that. This is a powered USB hub, and what I mean by powered is that I've actually got this plugged into the wall. It and the one that's right beside it, the one that's right beside it's actually a Dynax USB hub. Those are both plugged into the wall. The SIIG or SIIG or whatever the hell. I'm just going to pronounce it SIIG from here on out. This thing has actually got 10 ports on it, the one beside it's got 7. The 7 port over there has actually got this. Another one of these cheapo Nextech things, but this one happens to be switched. That's got the wireless dongle for the thing that's sitting on my arm, and it's also got a USB fan, I believe. I'm not quite sure which one exactly it is. I think it's one of these two. Which are the, where are these? Can't remember. Likewise, I believe is what these were. This one, and then there's one right over there that's cooling off the hard drive that's sitting right underneath it. These are mostly used for hard drive purposes. In fact, I think that's all they're really used for. Apart from the one that's used to bridge this to the rest of the system. They're used for the many hard drives and also the fans. There's another fan back there, in addition to the 3 that I've already shown, and then there's one on top of the CRT. This is actually the oldest fan of the bunch, and that serves to blow air away from the CRT monitor, and also serves to heat the room up a bit, because it does get quite cold in here when it is cold outside, or cold in the rest of the house, such as the case may be. So if you were wondering about it, there's my little USB setup. Got all the hard drives. I think I've got them evenly split, but maybe not. I think for the most part, or actually totally, these two here are on the 10 port, because that was just convenient. And the 2 backup drives, this one and this one, are on the 7 port over there. Other than that, I think it's pretty much a crapshoot. This is not USB. This one right here, this is actually eSATA, that's plugged in right there. But the rest of them are, in fact, USB. I couldn't tell you exactly where they are, but I believe, if what I'm looking at is correct, this thing's only got 7 items plugged into it. Well, they both actually only have 7 items plugged into them. But there you go. There's my USB setup, in case you were wondering. Rather messy USB setup. I do need to take this out and clean up the wiring a bit, because it is quite a mess. But I probably just won't even care about that until it becomes a problem, because that's how I usually go about things. You can see the impressive hard drive array that I've got going on here. Lots of storage, and in fact it's almost not even enough. I'm starting to run out of space on a lot of fronts. I want to start stocking up on hard drives again. But under any circumstances, that's going to do it for this particular video. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below. And this is CP666 signing off. I hope to see you next time. Till then.